Hey everybody, welcome to What the Flick, The Americans, Season 4, Episode 2. Ben, Meredith, Alonso. What's this episode called, Ben?
This is called Pastor Tim, but there's one scene with Pastor Tim. It was a dream.
Rope-a-dope.
Like I kept thinking, oh, great. And my friend Kelly McCoy plays Pastor Tim, he didn't tell me. You know, we talk a lot, but he didn't specifically say, hey, what episode 2? Like, and I was like, oh, great. Nothing.
But his presence hangs
that's
heavy
right.
on the
That's
film.
right.
We think about him even when he's not on screen.
Yeah, no, and look, he lived.
Yeah, that's
he survived the episode.
For
that's
now.
the key,
That's
though.
right.
Like they tried to fool us. We think he's gonna die with the title, but he does not.
Well, we presumed at the end of the season of season 3 that he was definitely doomed, but of course we were foolish, and Matthew Reese says it exactly right. He's like, we'll lose her forever if we.
It's
kill
not
this
like
guy.
she's not going to connect those
So
dots.
let's ask. So I thought about this in the shower this morning, which was like 25 minutes ago. Is it possible that Paige, being much smarter than anyone has ever given her credit for, that she did not tell her mom out of being moved by her grandmother's death, but because she realized, I have to tell them I did this so that they know, so that I know that they know that I know, or I lost my train of thought.
No, I see what you're
Because
saying.
she's thinking, he's in danger. If I let them know,
Then they know that I know they know.
and they can't secretly kill him.
I don't know that she's quite that. I don't know if she's playing that
Maybe.
much three-dimensional
Yeah,
chess.
I was going to say, Paige hasn't really shown to be that quick on the uptake yet, but she's learning. I mean, she's getting crafty.
Oh, yeah.
But
I'm not. I'm giving that a 13% chance.
okay.
It's out of the question, sure.
I mean, but she's still young. She's growing. But I mean, it is showing that she's going to start taking after the parents.
Yes.
In some regard.
Amazing sequence on the airport shuttle. God.
Oh my!
That was.
Whenever I think like, oh, this is going to be brutal, they somehow top it, and I'm like,
And what a great thing! They'll give you a Walkman,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And then, but then they'll really make it part of the thing,
Yeah.
part of the story. I think that guy's going to be okay. Like he'll wake up and he'll be like,
oh
"Ooh,
yeah, like, that's just, man, I have a headache.
yeah, wow, what happened?" Yeah. So, but I mean, what to also, like, as Alonso knows from this and from Homeland, I love all the spy
Spy stuff.
Yeah.
all the spy stuff. So, but I love this spy stuff, which is that we have a terrible, nervous career,
Yeah.
and therefore it all falls apart. And this deadly toxin is just on the back seat of a Hertz
Lying
bus.
around.
Yeah.
I know. It reminded me of that in the movie based on the old TV show Batman, where he's going, some days you can't get rid of a bomb. He's like the fucking lozenge box. Like, it's still mine. Damn it.
Really great scene all around there.
I just, it makes me wonder how much this is going to come into play. I feel like they've driven so much in that, it's going to somehow, like a kid or an animal can get into this. I think the toxin is going to come into play much larger.
I bet the toxin is a MacGuffin. I bet it.
Really?
I suspect so, yeah. Especially because they've even said,
That's
they
true.
can give him that line,
Yeah.
like, what if a kid or a dog finds
Yeah,
it? And
yeah.
Henry's back.
Oh, yeah, I know. He's
he and Stan are still a thing.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, it's good to see them still together.
But one's hungry for a father figure, and the other one's hungry for a son who will talk to him. So
it's a
makes perfect sense.
But I don't like the bromance is broken up. I love.
But they'll get that back. As they said, they get that back because it's necessary for work.
Yeah.
So Elizabeth even says, when are you going to fix this? Because we have
Yeah.
to. It has to be fixed.
Right. And again, like we talked about last week, it's Est is such a punchline in the culture, like especially once it was over in the late 70s, early 80s, or mid 80s, let's say. But this show's actually like, it might have been ridiculous, but this guy's getting something out of it. And obviously, for all the intense training that these two have gone through their entire lives to get to where they are now, not a lot of therapy happening there. So,
And Sandra, who's the lead, and it's not Terry. We thought her name was Terry in both shows, but she's Terry in Billions. Sandra in
here.
Americans. But she's the chief advocate among the characters for Est, and she in no way is, you're never like, ugh, Sandra again with Est. No, she's like, no, you should. It helps you to talk about your feelings, and we just need to be more honest. Like, all right, okay, fair enough.
fine, granted, yes.
So what else happened here?
No.
Oh,
Nina?
Nina, all the
Yeah.
Nina stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a little confused about the Nina stuff. If she was indeed that close to getting released, why then risk it to get the note out for the guy? Is this like a moment of conscience, or is she
Yes.
playing a long con?
Yeah,
No,
no,
I think just a solid moment of conscience.
I
They
think-
thought it would probably work, and eased her conscience.
Yeah.
So now the thing that she gave the husband, that was the note for the son, or were
Yes.
those two different things?
No, that was the note. It was the
It
note.
was-
That was the note for the son.
Yeah, it was some money
just
in a note, and
Gotcha.
yeah, and then
That was money too. I missed
I
that.
heard a little clink,
Oh.
so I think there was some money involved. Yeah.
The literally a lovely scene between the Nina and the husband, like
Yeah.
both
Yeah,
the
Boris,
understanding that they're not really together, but he probably loved her, right?
Yeah.
Sure,
You know?
yeah,
Still
but
does,
realized they
yeah.
weren't gonna.
Yeah.
weren't
But
gonna
they
make it
still
work.
had a nice, like the way they laughed together about stuff. They didn't showed a nice job there. They showed also they're good actors, man. That they showed us like that they went instantly back to inside jokes
right.
that they have, or the way that they laughed at people. It was really sweet.
And then the whole scene with Stan and is Oleg, right?
Oleg,
Like,
yeah.
oh, what, we're friends now? You know,
that was
so
really
that was
good
yeah.
too. Though my guess is they are.
Yeah.
Weirdly enough, yes, probably so. I'm sure once the wall comes down, they'll have a beer together.
I hope
But Oleg, like I after his brother's death, I mean, getting Nina out may be more important to him. I suspect that will be revisited in some way. And you never know; things change so dramatically that she may put herself in a different course and get transferred somewhere with different people who help her more. I mean, that system is so. As our system is bad and corrupt, it's shown here in many ways. But that's a. I
Yeah.
mean, that is
Yeah.
just.
But
I mean,
but porous in ways that we maybe didn't realize. Like
Oh,
she
totally,
Seems,
yeah.
she seems to know how to work.
yeah,
away
totally.
With it.
That's
Yeah.
right. So she could get with the right person and get out.
Yeah, and it's really interesting to see Oleg and Stan, because it's like, who's going to turn who? I think ultimately, like they're they're still trying to turn Stan over to the Russian side, and Oleg has already had a taste of freedom with America.
Sure.
And I think what's blooming here is just a great understanding, and I'm really enjoying.
Yeah, like they're peers,
love
you
this.
know.
Yeah,
They both in the
yeah.
same gig. They understand the consequences, but they probably also don't have a lot of people
Yeah.
who understand their job,
Exactly.
you know. So
It's
they
so
at
nice
least
to have
get that
that
together.
honesty
you know?
out
Yeah,
there.
right. They
with
could
them.
both very easily, through disillusionment, get to the point of this is pointless what we're doing here. Let's, for the love of God, let's do a little good.
Yeah.
Sure,
You know,
especially now that we have biological warfare on the table.
Right. Let's get our friends out if we can. But they had that nice moment. I wonder whose life we saved.
Yeah.
Right. You know.
True.
Yeah. And that'd be an interesting dynamic that we don't really see explored in a lot of entertainment media, and I'd like to see that gray area. It doesn't have to be about the Russians or the Americans. Let's see that dynamic explored. I would.
Yeah.
And as always, one of the best portrayed, fullest, most complete with anger and love and misunderstanding, and then ultimately compassion. But one of the most fully rounded marriages on television is between Elizabeth and
Philip.
And Philip. I mean, because just when you think she's going to mock him, then she's like, no, this is actually important to him, and I love him. And then when she's feeling sad, she turns to him that night.
Yeah, when she puts his head on her shoulder, or her head on her shoulder, as weirdly joined together as they've been through whatever circumstances, they have grown to become this unit, and they're fascinating to watch. So, amazing show. More stuff next week. We'll be back.